A creature the size of your hand can shatter aquarium glass with a single strike. It moves faster than a speeding bullet. It sees colors you cannot even imagine. And it has been quietly lurking in the ocean for over 500 million years. But here is the question that baffles scientists even today. How does something with no muscles strong enough to explain it hit with the force of a rifle round? Most people have never heard of the mantis shrimp. That is a mistake. It is not actually a shrimp, and it is not a mantis. It belongs to an ancient group of crustaceans called stomatopods, a lineage so old it predates the dinosaurs by hundreds of millions of years. There are around 500 known species. They range from a few centimeters to over 30 centimeters long. Some are dull and brown, but others pierre. The ones you will see today look like something painted by a fever dream. The peacock mantis shrimp wears electric blues, burning oranges, and deep greens across its body. It is one of the most visually striking animals on the planet. But do not let the beauty fool you. This animal is one of the most effective killing machines in the ocean. Let us talk about what makes the mantis shrimp famous. Its punch. The mantis shrimp strikes its prey using two specialized appendages called dactyl clubs. These are hardened, compact, hammer-like limbs positioned just below the head. When it attacks, it accelerates those clubs to speeds of around 80 kilometers per hour. That acceleration happens in less than 0.002 of a second. To put that in perspective, that is roughly the same acceleration as a .22 caliber bullet leaving a gun barrel. The force delivered on impact has been measured at over 1,500 newtons. That is enough to crack open the shell of a crab, shatter the glass wall of an aquarium, and, if you are handling one carelessly, break the bones in your finger. Researchers who study mantis shrimp in the lab keep them in specially reinforced tanks for exactly this reason. Here is where it gets strange. The mantis shrimp is small. Its muscles are not particularly powerful. If you calculated the force its muscles alone could produce, the numbers do not come close to explaining a strike that fast or that hard. So how does it do it? The answer is a biological spring mechanism, and it works almost exactly like a crossbow. Before the mantis shrimp strikes, it slowly loads energy into a saddle-shaped structure in its arm. This structure acts like a spring under tension. A small latch, called the meral V, holds it in place. When the mantis shrimp releases that latch, the stored energy unleashes all at once, in an explosion of movement so fast that no muscle in the animal kingdom could replicate it through raw power alone. Scientists call this a biological catapult system. The muscle does not create the speed directly. It loads the spring. The spring creates the speed. It is the same principle behind a catapult, a mousetrap, or a crossbow. Store energy slowly. Release it all at once. Multiply force beyond what the input alone could produce. Evolution arrived at this solution 500 million years ago. Engineers are still studying it today. But the punch itself is only half the story. When the dactyl clubs move that fast through water, something extraordinary happens. The water around the clubs cannot move out of the way quickly enough. This creates an area of extremely low pressure, and that low pressure causes the water to momentarily vaporize. Tiny bubbles appear, called cavitation bubbles, and when they collapse, they release a shockwave, a flash of heat and a burst of light. The temperature inside a collapsing cavitation bubble can reach nearly as hot as the surface of the sun, for a fraction of a microsecond. That means the mantis shrimp effectively hits its prey twice, once with the physical strike and once with the shockwave from the collapsing bubbles. A crab or snail that survives the first impact may be stunned or killed by the second. This is why mantis shrimp can kill prey that appears far too heavily armored for a creature their size. Now let us talk about the eyes, because they deserve their own section entirely. Human eyes contain 3 types of photoreceptor cells. That allows us to see the colors of the visible spectrum: red, green, blue, and everything in between. The mantis shrimp has 16 types of photoreceptor cells. For a long time, scientists assumed that meant mantis shrimp could see a vastly richer palette of colors than any other animal on Earth, something almost impossible for us to imagine. But more recent research suggests the reality is even stranger. Mantis shrimp do not necessarily distinguish more colors. Instead, they may process color information in a fundamentally different way, more like a satellite scanner than a camera. Each photoreceptor type acts as a separate channel. The mantis shrimp identifies colors by checking which channels fire, not by comparing them the way we do. It also has trinocular vision in each eye. Each eye can judge depth independently. And each eye can move on its own stalk, scanning different parts of the environment simultaneously. This is one of the most complex visual systems ever found in the animal kingdom. The mantis shrimp is not just a biological marvel, it is an engineering blueprint. The dactyl clubs take thousands of high-velocity impacts over a lifetime and almost never crack. The material science behind that durability has been studied extensively at universities in the United States. Researchers found that the clubs are built in layered, helix-shaped structures, each layer rotating slightly from the one below it. This design distributes impact force across the structure rather than concentrating it at one point. That same structural principle is now being applied to the development of stronger helmets, aircraft panels, and body armor. A crustacean that predates the dinosaurs is teaching modern material scientists how to build things that last. So let us go back to the question we started with. How does an animal this small hit with the force of a rifle round? The answer is not raw muscle power. It is stored energy, a biological spring that took millions of years to evolve into one of the most efficient impact systems ever built by nature. It loads like a crossbow, it fires like a bullet, and the shockwave that follows can stun or kill prey that the strike itself never even touched. It sees in ways we cannot fully explain. It builds structures that engineers are still trying to replicate, and it has been doing all of this quietly on the ocean floor for 500 million years. The ocean is full of animals that look fragile and harmless. The mantis shrimp is proof that the most dangerous things in nature are rarely the biggest ones. If you found this video worth your time, subscribe. Every week we go deeper into the animals that most people never think about until it is too late. Next time, we are looking at a creature that can survive a nuclear blast, regrow its own brain, and has been declared scientifically immortal. You are not going to want to miss it.